on, dude, just try it. It's not bad for you, and it'll make you feel good too. Ever heard that phrase from your peers when it comes to marijuana? I know I certainly have, and more than a couple times. In fact, at some points, I have probably been that person. In this day and age, marijuana has been marketed as a substance that is in no way habit-forming or addictive. It's become seen as this natural miracle or a safe way to relax among kids my age. While there are absolutely proven benefits for those who suffer from the effects of chemotherapy or, seizures, there's little to no evidence that marijuana is truly safe. And this narrative among the younger generations that marijuana is completely safe will have long-term damaging consequences on the health of the U.S. population in the future. As marijuana is increasingly close to full legalization, the U.S. government should create a campaign that both appeals to and informs young people of the addictive, damaging nature of this substance. Marijuana addiction is a serious problem and should be treated in the same way that alcohol and cigarette addiction are. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, marijuana use can lead to the development of problem use and a disorder called marijuana use disorder. Marijuana use disorder is characterized by dependence, which is that the person feels withdrawal symptoms when stopping use of the substance. Data from a study in the psychiatric version of the Journal of the American Medical Association, otherwise known as JAMA, states that approximately 30% of those who use marijuana develop marijuana use disorder to a certain degree. So to give you an idea of just how many people that is, in 2015 alone, 4 million people met the diagnostic criteria for marijuana use disorder. So this is very clearly something that has addictive properties and can create addictions. When people do form this dependence, withdrawal comes in the form of irritability, trouble sleeping, mood fluctuations, difficulty sleeping, decreased appetite, restlessness, and other various forms of physical discomfort for around 2 weeks after quitting. Now, for a drug that's marketed as non-habit forming, it's pretty alarming that these are things that can happen once you stop use. If it's non-habit forming, you wouldn't continue to use it. And considering the rates are on the rise, these symptoms might not seem so serious, but it's definitely not something that should be ignored. And because these symptoms can still cause extreme discomfort, and because of this narrative that it's safe and there are no side effects, people believe that there's no reason why they shouldn't try it or why they shouldn't quit using it. That's a problem for young people. And it gets worse when you understand that, according to WebMD, the severity of long-term effects of marijuana use, especially when started at a young age, can seriously alter brain development. This looks like creating fewer neural fibers in specific parts of the brain, impacting your development long-term. It can cause things like memory loss, lack of motivation, lower IQ, increased anxiety and depression, not to mention the risk of respiratory infections and higher heart rates, which can increase the risk of heart attacks. Because of the brain-altering matter of the substance, especially for young people, it can be seriously dangerous for their long-term health, as can be seen by the issues that arise after use. While I understand that some of this evidence may still be developing, and some evidence shows lower rates of addiction and lower percentages, it's important to note that more comprehensive studies that are coming out today, thanks to legalization, show that these negative effects are increasing and very, very real, overriding the contradictory evidence thanks to things like larger sample sizes and greater study techniques that are offered because it's legal now. Today, as a 21-year-old, I am watching the effects of marijuana use that started in high school take down many of my friends. Many of them have done things like dropped out of school, don't have jobs, have very poor grades, have high rates, very, very high rates of anxiety or depression, which they believe they're treating despite the fact that it causes it. Or even just having trouble with general motivation. It's a negative trend, and we should be concerned about the future of our population. Not only is it habit forming and addictive for a large percentage of the population, but it has denigrating effects on the mind and body long term. We should absolutely be demanding that the young people of the generation be informed of the effects of this use, and the US government should be doing stuff about this. Thank you.